What's up, hoop heads? It's your boy Skinny Hardaway, and this is Retro Heat Check. Checking in one more time for the hoop heads out here. As always, you already know what it is, man. Shout outs to all you guys, man. Thank you once again for tuning in, checking in your boy. Hey, back outside again. It's a little bit cooler. The temperatures are changing. The leaves are really starting to come down now. Yeah, it's fall now. It's official. Gonna make this a quick video because it is a little nippy out here. Winds is starting to pick up, and it looks like it might be raining in a few minutes. But I definitely wanted to get some air out, let the dog run around for a little bit. All that good stuff. But just real quick video, man. Just some observations that I've noticed, man, surrounding Bronny James. Now, I did have the last video where I called him the baby deer in the headlight. That's exactly what he is. But I think to go beyond just the usual Bronny sucks, Bronny can't hoop, Bronny, Bronny isn't ready, blah blah blah. We already know about all that. It doesn't take too too much of a basketball savant. You don't even have to be one of those to see that the young man can't play at that level. He's not ready. But one thing that I have noticed, and I'll talk about that briefly in this video, is that this Bronny experiment is starting to, in a lot of ways, spark an awakening among NBA fans. I mean, people are starting to see LeBron for what he is, for who he is. I think people are starting to finally, slowly but surely, very slowly, very slowly, but they are starting to realize that this dude is all about himself. This dude has no integrity. This dude is basically trying to manipulate the game, and you're starting to see players come out. You're starting to see fans starting to come out. You're starting to see people on TV shows. I've noticed Cameron and Mace, they went in on Bronny and LeBron. This whole experiment. So many former players starting to come out. I mean, it's just that, the farce, has gone long enough. And thankfully, people are starting to see what we've been saying this whole time. We've been saying this the whole time. And it's finally getting to that point now that people are starting to finally hear what we've been saying for a while, for years. Although I'm fairly new to the YouTube scene, but I've been following plenty of channels that have been banging the drum against LeBron and his antics for years. And I think that this is the final antic. I think this is the antic right here that really sparked attention to LeBron, for real, like real attention to how he moves, how he thinks, how he operates. And at the end of the day, that it's all about him, that he is willing to sacrifice his own son for his legacy. And to see that his son, I mean, basically being food, he is food. He is a guy walking around in a pork chop suit through the Lion's Den. That's exactly what Bronny James is exactly. I mean, you're going to have so many people at his neck, mainly because of what, the dumb statements that LeBron was making, talking about Bronny's better than half the league. I was like, you say stuff like that, bruh. You could be the 15th man on the bench. If he gets in that game and he's lining up across from Bronny, he's going to try to kill Bronny. And that's exactly what it is. It's going to be a season long experience for that young man, whether he's in the NBA or whether he's demoted down to the G League where he needs to be. He needs to be in the G League because I have a feeling that this NBA, it's going to shatter his soul. This is going to be a soul shattering experience for him. I think it's going to be a negative experience, and there's nothing that LeBron can really do because at the end of the day, like he says, it's just basketball. So when it's just basketball, and his son is out there, and he's gonna have to fend for himself out there on that floor, Daddy ain't gonna be able to to help him out when he got a Pat Beverly in his face. Daddy can't help him when he has Russell Westbrook in his face. Daddy can't help him when he has Shai Gilgeous on him, or Ja Morant on him. You know, name whoever. Daddy can't help him. Daddy can't save him. And there's no play that JJ Redick can call to hide him. Hide his deficiencies, anything like that. These guys are sitting ducks. LeBron James has basically compromised the Lakers, cost a young player a roster spot, all for the satisfaction of his ego and his so-called legacy that he's trying to surpass Michael Jordan. You're not signing your son is not going to get you past MJ. I don't know who told him that. I don't know who told him that was a viable move that will put him ahead of Jordan. Okay, you got your son you got your son in the NBA by basically maneuvering, positioning him to get, you know what I'm saying, preferential treatment. Yeah, make him a second rounder, but make him one of the highest paid second rounders in NBA history. Like, with no stats, no nothing. Just off the simple fact that he's LeBron's son. Like, that that alone is going to spark content, discontent. And you're going to have people at his neck. Because there's going to be people that feel like, there's people that's going to feel like Bronny is stealing somebody's spot. And that's what everybody feels. And people are tired of it. People are sick and tired of being manipulated into this feel-good story of father and son taking on the NBA together. But the son doesn't have the skills of the father. The son should have stayed in college. The son should be working on his game. The son should be somewhere in the G League. He should be somewhere in Sioux Falls or Kalamazoo or, some random place getting his game on. Instead, he is in LA on the Lakers, taking up a roster spot, not good enough to even really be on the roster. It's painfully obvious, and people are just tired of it. Cameron and Mace, I go back to them. They went smooth off. You see people on the internet going off. You see people, everyday fans, non-Laker fans, Laker fans in particular, they they see the play and they're not impressed. I think that we, as NBA fans, as basketball fans, I'm very proud of sorry about that. I'm very proud of a lot of you finally starting to wake up, finally starting to see and notice that this is becoming the farce that we've all been saying for a while that it is. I think just seeing people, seeing the people actually watching Bronny and actually watching his lack of NBA skill, his lack of, he does not have the game. I'm sorry. Doesn't have the game. And for the simple fact that, that the people are starting to see it, it's so encouraging for a channel like mine and for many other channels on this side of the YouTube this side of the YouTube basketball community, you know what I'm saying, we try to stand on some sort of principle, some sort of standard, because I mean, you see so many people who thought that this move was cool, that thought that this move was great, but even they are starting to see the errors of their ways. I mean, there's some fanboys out there who are just going to be blind to the fact to the very end, but there's some real ones who's out there who they're not impressed. They thought they would be, but they weren't. They're not impressed. They're not impressed. I mean, Bronny is putting up triple zeros almost every night. I mean, the young man can't shoot. He wants Call of Duty skins. He wants Nike deals. He wants, you know what I'm saying, he wants he wants his own sneaker, I'm sure. He wants all of these things, and he has not earned it. Now the Call of Duty thing, he might be on to something. He might need to go professional in another type of sport, and that's esports. Because it seems, from what I'm hearing, is that he is an outstanding Call of Duty player, like one of the best in the world. Yeah, give him his skin, and then you give him his own esports team. You get him out of the NBA, let him be an influencer or something, because basketball just ain't it. LeBron, you're going to have your golden moment, your shining moment, but it's not really going to be as shining as you thought it was. It's not going to be as sparkling as you thought it was, because let's face it, this experiment is already a fail from the word go, because because the one catalyst that you need to make this thing pop is not good enough. And I mean, that's just how it is. That's the long and short of it. And the people are starting to wake up and see that he is not good enough, and that he should not be nowhere near an NBA roster. And the simple fact that he's LeBron's son is that he is the only sole reason why he is even there in this conversation. Michael Jordan never had to do this. Name any famous basketball player whose son is in the NBA. You will notice that the son got in there off the merits of his game. You know, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Tim Hardaway Jr. The list goes on and on and on and on and on of players who had sons who went on to become professionals, and they got there on their own. They got stats from college that justifies their draft positions. They have basically multiple contracts to let you know that they were good enough to be and remain in the league. And with that being said, that is definitely not what we get when we talk about Bronny. And then you know right then and there that you just been played. You have been manipulated. You have been duped. You have been duped by the machine that is LeBron James Incorporated, that is Clutch Sports, byproducts of Nike. You know what I'm saying? In an overall byproduct of the NBA, because the NBA sanctioned this stuff. They sanctioned it. So, and you know, just seeing the small, steady rising voices of displeasure in this manipulation of this great sport, I'm just so glad that people are finally starting to wake up. It makes channels like mine, it makes me have even more hope for the basketball community, that that we're finally waking up and finally saying, no, we will not be manipulated by the Jameses, by the James family any longer. Keep calling it out. Keep calling them out. Keep standing up. Let these people know that you are not satisfied with the product, and that you are tired of the manipulation. The day that LeBron James retires and leaves the game will be one of the single greatest days in basketball history, because he has brought so much damage to this league, and he's further damaging it and its reputation with this move along with his son. And that right there is something that real basketball fans are starting to not be able to stomach. And I'm so glad for it. And with that being said, cut the video right there. The sun's out, but it's a little nippy up here. And I ain't ready for this cold. I ain't ready for this little cold snap. It's been like in the 70s, and I just dropped down to the 50s. Just no warning. Well, I'm sure that the weatherman warned it, but I didn't pay any attention. But that being said, man, big shouts to all you guys. It's Tuesday. You already know what it is. We're getting back at it. The season's about to start up, so you already know what that means. That means your boy's about to start up. In a sort of a way, I would have to say that these last couple of weeks were probably needed for me to reset, restart, get my mind right. Just getting things reset and reordered. So you're gonna be seeing more of me. The season is starting. It's right around the corner. Excited. Hope you are as well. Man, it's Tuesday, man. And I hope that you all are being good, being great to one another, that you guys are loving on your family members, loving on your loved ones, loving on them babies. Because you already know tomorrow's definitely not promised. Oh, man. Hopefully you guys are out here being responsible, respectful, not doing anything dumb, not doing anything that puts you in harm's way or others in harm's way. Hopefully that you are a helping hand, a shoulder to lean on. I hope that you're a blessing and not a burden out here. Be good to one another. Treat each other well. And you already know, man, a clear head and good intentions in your heart, and you out of here. You already know what that is. And with that being said, it's your boy Skinny Hardaway. And this is another episode of Retro Heat Check in the books. Nothing else left for me to say, but peace. And wear your sneakers.